Hello everyone and welcome again to another Warframe video. So I have a video talking about the 4 new augments that are coming in the Jade Shadows update. This was before Digital Extremes announced these augments in their recent dev stream 180. I was kind of surprised and happy that most of the things I talked on that video were right, and I'm very excited about all these new 4 augments. Before I show you the builds, I would like to share to you what I exactly said on these upcoming augments. First of all, the new Prime Warframe will be getting an augment for her Blaze Artillery. By the way, the augment descriptions I'll be sharing here are just pure speculation, and I base this on the possible features that can make the skill better, or how it can provide benefit to the Warframe. I also added the idea wherein it creates a new playstyle for the Warframe, and for Protea's Blaze Artillery, I think it would be nice if the skill would last longer. You see, Blaze Artillery scales best with 2 things, and that is duration and grouping enemies in one spot to maximize the damage. Blaze Artillery increases its damage per enemy hit, hence it's better if we can group enemies in one spot. Also, the damage increase becomes better if it's longer in the field. In most cases, Blaze Artillery builds are just often used in endless runs, and I'm hoping that the new augment will somehow make the skill universally good. It would be nice to see the augment maximize the damage potential and usability of the Blaze Artillery, and I think Protea Prime really needs this right now. There's an augment called Prism Guard for Mirage 4th ability, and I'm hoping that Protea's Blaze Artillery will be the same. But instead of following the Warframe, the artillery will be equipped on Protea's shoulder, and it will work just like Saku's Grasp of Loc ability. I am not saying that it should also have an infinite duration, but it would be nice if the augment would give the turret more duration, or they can even give it a mechanic wherein it consumes energy per second or energy per shot. Honestly, these are the 2 options that I can think of, allowing the turret ability to maximize damage while not making it completely busted. I know that we have tons of stuff right now for energy maintenance, but this will force us to sacrifice some mod slots since we will be equipping the augment, and then not everyone can use it yet, and they would need to pair it with something like Nourish and Zenuric increase energy regen per orb pickup, or add efficiency mods to lower the energy drain. Moving on, Qorvex will receive his first augment also in the Jade of Shadows update. With the upcoming augment, I'm hoping that it is something that will add value to its containment wall ability. The main purpose of the ability is to line enemies up and inflict damage vulnerability so that Qorvex's ultimate can kill them fast with one beam. But in real mission, I rarely use containment wall, as in most cases his other abilities work well together, and I don't feel any need to cast his second ability. Honestly, I don't have any good idea other than giving the containment wall skill a defense stripping mechanic to make it good. If somehow Digital Extremes will give it a feature wherein every enemy that it hits will remove their shield and armor, then I'll be spamming containment wall in the mission most of the time. Aside from that, I really don't have any bright ideas on the ability, as I use it also as a subsumed slot for Helminth builds. The next Warframe that will be receiving a new augment will be Sevagoth, and this will be for his So ability. Now, in the case of So, it would be a great idea if killing enemies affected by So will refresh its duration and spread the affliction to enemies within range of both the target and the Warframe. Each time So is refreshed, its damage is increased by a certain percentage, creating a new build for the Warframe variant that focuses on room clearing with the use of his abilities alone. I'm thinking something like Sarin Spores that can spread and increase its damage, and I think that this will totally make Sevagoth an interesting Warframe to play with. But then again, this is just my crazy suggestion, and we don't know what Digital Extremes are planning for the ability. And finally, Dagath will receive her first augment, and it will be for her Grave Spirit ability. It's really hard to improve this skill, honestly, as it's one of the best skills in Warframe that gives you insane critical damage buff, as well as survivability in the form of a safety net. The ability does provide insane critical damage buff, especially if you are trying to kill enemies affected by Doom, and it also provides short damage vulnerability once you have received a lethal blow. It would be cool though if somehow Grave Spirit's new augment will automatically put you in spirit form with a half duration, and killing enemies afflicted by Doom extends the duration by a couple of seconds. And to discourage players from using it to sit in one corner and do nothing, the developer can give it a penalty wherein it drains energy or health, but kills will be resetting the health or energy drain, and a cap on the max duration at just 20 seconds. This will turn the skill from a safety net ability to an active defense that can help the Warframe survive. This means also that instead of relying on the ability to proc, you as a player can control your survivability with Grave Spirit. But then again, this is just an idea, and Digital Extremes could be doing something different for the new Grave Spirit augment. They could just add offensive features to the new augment, or just simply tweak it and give it a quality of life change through the augment to make it more usable in real missions. So those are the things I have said on the video about the 4 new upcoming augments. I did not predict it perfectly, but all of my ideas for its concept was spot on, and for Protea's Blaze Artillery, I'm very happy that Digital Extremes give us the option to make the ability a turret that we can equip on the Warframe shoulder. The only gripe I have with this augment thought is you would need to activate her 4th ability so that one turret will stay in Protea's shoulder, and the max damage multiplier that the turret will have is only 20 times. While I'm excited about the new augment, I'm kind of sad that it limits the potential of the artillery build, as the idea is supposed to make the weapon more lethal while it's on the field. But Digital Extremes limit its lethality, as you can only have 20 combo count at max when you have the augment. augment equipped. So this is the build I'll be using for the upcoming Temporal Artillery Protea build, and it's generally an all-rounder build with range, duration, and power strength. Lastly, I still be using Nourish for the build for the extra viral stack on guns and when enemies hit my Warframe, but I will replace Dispensary instead for this Blaze Artillery build. Moving on, let's talk about Qorvex. To tell you honestly, this is the augment I am least excited of, since I heavily favored the shield and health tanking Qorvex with the Mirage Eclipse as assumed ability. However, I can't just pass this new augment as it can be potentially fun, given that you now have the option to fully strip the armor of enemies. I think that full defense strip will be at 200% power strength, so I'll stick with this build first, and the augment will be slotted at the Augur Reach mod slot. It would be interesting to see how much damage does the radiation of Qorvex can deal, given that he has now that armor and shield strip mechanic, and I'm really curious how much damage can his fourth ability deal now with defense strip and damage vulnerability. Next, let's talk about Sevagoth, which I think will be receiving the most powerful augment among all of these 4 new augments coming in the Jade Shadows update. I'm planning to do a double augment build for this Warframe, as I just can't pass the insane combo of Reap and Sow for this new augment. The Shadow Haze will not just grant me critical chance increase, but more efficiency in terms of applying the damage vulnerability, which will help me kill enemies with my Sow skill and spread the true damage with the Dark Propagation augment. This is just a temporary build, as I still having second thoughts about whether to get high range with Overextended or replace the mod slot with a survivability mod. And finally, I will have my usual build for my Dagath and just place the new Spectral Spirit augment on this slot. Dagath's augment is another mod I am excited about, and this will be super fun in endless missions. It's not just about survivability, but having your weapon to apply Doom means you can strip their armor with your fourth ability and probably one-shot them with your stampeding horses. Doom also provides an insane critical damage buff, so it would be sick just to imagine what it can do with meta weapons like the Incarnate Torrid. So that's all about it. After seeing the new final 4 augments for these Warframes, what Warframe build are you most excited about trying? Or if you have something different in mind, then feel free to share it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in our next video. Squad Leader, signing off.
You give me